Welcome back to the Motion Picks. Look, I have a confession to make. Although I can gladly admit that I have seen the original Crouching Tiger, I can't say that it made a huge impact on me. I'm not saying that I didn't enjoy it, because I'm sure I did. It's just not one of those films I remember a lot about. Sure, I remember it being a sweeping epic with some enjoyable fight sequences, but I'd be hard-pressed to recount any semblance of its plot. You do know that movie's supposed to be a masterpiece, right? Yes, I'm completely aware of that. And I'm sorry, but it just didn't have the effect on me that I hoped it would. This is probably why the idea of a sequel didn't really faze me. When I first saw the announcement that they were making a Netflix sequel, without the attachment of the original film's director, I cried sacrilege. And then I sat back and thought about it. Seriously, man? Get over yourself. You don't really care. Several months later, I open up my Netflix app, and surely enough, Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon Sword of Destiny leaps out at me. Straight away, the sleek-looking thumbnail starts to work its hypnosis routine on me. You will watch me. You will watch me. Okay, fine, I'm pressing play, just settle down. And the movie begins. The film follows the character played by Michelle Yeoh, who was the protagonist in the original film. She sets in motion a plan to protect the film's MacGuffin from an evil ruler who thinks they would benefit from its power. But instead of assembling a fellowship and sending them off to the fires of Mordor, she puts up an ad requesting the combat skills of honourable warriors. There's also a side plot involving a thief and an apprentice in training with all the requisite mysterious flashbacks. Okay, so the film does seem fairly derivative, but I did enjoy the fact that it was, for the most part, a fairly simple story. It didn't allow itself to get bogged down in too many plot threads, and it was largely well executed. Largely. The biggest issue I have with this film is that despite the Chinese director and the Chinese stars, the film is completely in English. Although it's probably better than a dubbed English translation, I have to admit, the actors don't always seem comfortable. You can tell they're doing their best. I mean, they've definitely done a better job than Hollywood A-listers would in Chinese roles. It's just that having them perform in their native language would have made it just so much more natural. It would seem that your average Netflix viewer wouldn't be accustomed to watching films with subtitles, which makes it an understandable marketing ploy. But the film loses some of its soul in translation. That's not to say that the film is too westernized. The screenwriter of this film and the director happen to know a thing or two about martial arts. The director Yuan Wu Ping is the famed choreographer for the original Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon. I was first exposed to his work in 1999's The Matrix, which pretty much revolutionized modern action cinema. And my reaction to his work here was the same as when I was a kid. It made me want to leap in the air and start fighting invisible foes. It made me want to turn broomsticks into awesome spinning weapons. It made me want to do a backflip. The fight sequences in this film really captured my imagination. The choreography was so inventive. The movement was so expertly and fluidly executed, and the action so seamlessly captured on camera, I felt exhilarated. I was expecting the director to phone in the action given that it is a sequel with low expectations. Clearly, I was pleasantly surprised. Now, the film isn't gaining much praise from critics who are easily comparing it unfavourably with the original. I personally think they're being a bit harsh and possibly failing to see the merits which the film does have. I found Sword of Destiny to be a perfectly fun, not overly long action adventure with plenty of enjoyable moments. In other words, it's a journey worth taking. For the record, I'm not saying that the sequel is better than the original. I just liked it for what it was. I'd now like to take a moment to thank you for helping me reach a grand total of 10 subscribers, which I know is not a huge number, but to me it's a small milestone. But most importantly, thanks for watching and enjoying my content. I really appreciate that. Now, for those of you who like to comment, what's a film that you had low expectations for, yet were pleasantly surprised by? If you enjoyed this video, please hit like and hit subscribe for the full Motion Picks experience. Till next time.